Good evening, y'all. I gotta get my camera closer. Good evening, and welcome to Wanderers Who Love AmaWaterways. Let me move this a little bit so you can see me, actually see me beyond my background and such. Straighten out a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. So, welcome to Wanderers Who Love AmaWaterways. Welcome to Stapleton Direct Travel, where we talk about AmaWaterways. And those of you who don't know, AmaWaterways is a 12, not 12. They've been around for 23 years. We got a fading mission going on here. We got to fix this. They've been around for 23 years, and their focus is river cruising. River cruising where, you might ask? I'm glad you asked. River cruising in Europe, the rivers of Europe, the Far East, Cambodia, Vietnam, Africa, Egypt, and starting in 2025, Colombia. So that's what we talk about here at Stapleton Direct Travel. And we make sure that you get everything that you'd like to see from an experience with AmaWaterways when you book with us at Stapleton Direct Travel. You don't pay anything extra. I am paid by AmaWaterways for the work that I do, for the advertising that I do, for the details that I put together, everything that I do for you. I am paid by AmaWaterways for that. So it doesn't cost you anything extra. You don't get charged extra just because you're working with an agent. The difference is that I, as the agent, am doing all the work that you would normally do. Screwed up a bit. Normally, you'd book your travel and track deadlines and dates and payments and all that stuff. Well, as a travel agent, I do that for you. I look out for things that you might miss. I help you with your passports if you need that assistance, visas, anything that will make your trip smoother overall with AmaWaterways. That's what I'm here to do for you. So I invite you today for the next few minutes to sit back, relax, and hear what's great and wonderful and new about AmaWaterways. You see me looking up here. I'm actually looking up at my monitor because I have my camera down here at you. Hi, guys. Hey, everybody. So you might see me looking up just so that I can control the environment that you're seeing and that everything goes well. So what I'm going to do for you today is I'd like to talk about city escapes. And what city escapes are extra time that AmaWaterways allows you to spend in the cities where you visit. And today we're going to talk about Paris and the Seine, one of my favorites, the trip that we took last August. We did not do the city escape. Yeah, what is a city escape? A city escape is an extra time period that you're spending in the city to experience everything that city has to offer. For instance, when we went, we did the Paris to round trip Normandy over a 7-day period. Now that trip, in order to get 5 or 6 cities along that Seine River in the itinerary, we had to move. So we were probably in port from we would cruise at night and we'd get there in the morning. Sometimes we do day cruising, but most of the cruises are at night, the actual movement. And we get there in the morning and we would leave probably around 7, 8 p.m. at night. Well, with these city escapes, in a few instances, you're going to stay overnight in the city where you're at. So you get to dig deeper into the city. You're escaping into the city. You're learning more about the city and everything it has to offer. So we're going to jump right in, and I'm going to share with you on the itinerary as I usually do, what you can experience. What you're seeing on the screen is the Stapleton Direct Travel co-branded website. Up here in the upper left, there's my logo and name. Okay, obviously all this information that you see here is available on the AmaWaterways.com website, but this website is mine, AmaWaterways.com/agent/Stapleton Direct Travel. My phone number's over here to the right. name. So everything about this site is me. So if you scroll through and you look at it down to the bottom, that's me down at the bottom. How to contact me, which I want you to do that because I'm in business to get new customers and new clients. And I'd like to be the one that takes care of you. Look at the dear captain there with his binoculars. Familiar sight if you've taken one of their cruises before. So, city escape, Paris and the Seine. Let the Seine guide you past cafes, quiet quays, and everyday Parisian scenes. Spend time at the Monet Museum, learn a classic French recipe, or enjoy some of the city's finest shopping before continuing towards coastal Le Havre and medieval Rouen. Those are two main stops that you'll have on your voyage. In Le Havre, you'll spend 2 nights. In Rouen, I believe it's 1 night. But let's take a look at it and see. And this is for 2026, as you can see here. As we build out our journey, day one, we're going to click through so you can see a better representation of everything, is your embarkation day. And on this day, you're going to settle into your city escape. You can see my map is keeping up with me here on the right. Settle into your city escape cruise in the heart of Paris. Meet your crew, explore nearby cafes, and take a short riverside stroll. You can appreciate the easy start, familiar comforts on board, and flexible choices ashore that set the tone for longer port stays. So day one, you're just settling in. Say you're arriving at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, you're not going to cruise until night. So, like it says here, you can take a leisurely walk on the river. You can enjoy a dinner in town or in the city. And there's nothing really planned, just an easy day to get started this day. Moving on to day two, exploring the art, history, and flavors of Paris. Spend a day experiencing the best of Paris. Choose how you want to experience Paris today. In the morning, join a small group of city tour that highlights the city's medieval past, or you can explore the city by bike. You have a choice. In the afternoon, dive into the world of the Impressionists at the Monet Museum. Enjoy a guided shopping experience or craft a classic dish with the local chef aboard your ship. Down at the bottom, you have choices again. The Isle de la Cite and La Mer Tour, the bike tour, the guided visit of Musée Marmottan Monet, the shopping experience, or the French cooking experience. So you always have up to 8 different excursions that you could choose from with each stop. So again, this is Paris. It's not letting me zoom in a little bit so you can see, but basically you're right on the river as you stop here, as you see there. Okay, we're going to move on to day three. Day three, you're enjoying the beautiful views of the Seine River as you travel to Le Havre, which is at the mouth of the English Channel. You watch it open to the English Channel as the countryside scenes unfold from your stateroom or on the Sunday. This day is ideal for relaxing, photographing river life, and enjoying your ship's amenities, with crew on hand for tips and suggestions tailored to your interests. So it's very laid back. As a matter of fact, all their cruises are laid back. You won't be tired when you come home, needing another vacation for the one you just took, eh? And here you choose from a variety of activities to enjoy on your cruise. And your scenic cruise is going to be a big part of it. Because if we were to go back and look, you travel from there in Paris, way down here, up to the coast of the English Channel on day number 3, way up here. So you passed a lot of the stops that on the journey we took, we stopped. We went to Le Havre, we came down here. On the way back, we stopped in Rouen, which is going to be a stop that you're going to experience later on during your journey. You can see how the river winds through very leisurely. Rouen is the stop where Monet's home is located, the artist Monet, and there's also a museum there, so you'll get that. If you keep going south here, it winds and winds, and you'll eventually see where we started back in Paris. So you can see as you're going through the river, you're seeing all this beautiful countryside. Lots of photo opportunities, video, or just sit back and watch. If you don't want to take pictures, you can see I'm going quite a ways back. So that very second and third day, you're coming from Paris all the way up the river, which is a very leisurely ride. Very relaxing again. all the way up to Le Havre. So we're in Le Havre. You can see where it's jumping around. So we're going to day 4, which is Normandy's storied shores and Honflor's architecture. Honfleur is not very far from Le Havre. You can actually, on the round trip sailing, they take you by bus to Honfleur. And the city of Honfleur used to be a fortified city against the British at that time. And, very unique city. It's a very unique place to walk around and see what's going on. The architecture, the sights, the sounds, the eats, the shopping, all of that you get in on floor. Walk the U.S. landing beaches with a knowledgeable guide, or wander on floors timbered harborside lanes. I can't talk today. Complete with tastings of local cider and pomo, a delightful apple-based aperitif. Later today, you can explore Le Havre's architecture on a tour led by a local guide. And down at the bottom, you have your choices of the landing beaches, on-floor excursion, and Le Havre City tour. And I'm not sure, since I don't see the port on the map, this may be something where they take you by bus, because it's not that far. It's about a half-hour bus ride from Le Havre to Honfleur. So they may just do it by bus and give you the choice, because that's what they did with us. It keeps the cost down for them, allows you to do multiple things on your trip. So that's probably what's going on here. Day number 5, moving back down the river. This is Rouen. Rouen. Experience Rouen on foot, by bike, or through your taste buds with one of 3 morning experience options. I took the foot option here and the bike option. Well, the bike option, we rode up to a certain point on the hill of the chalet, and we walked that hill. I'd say wear good walking shoes, tennis shoes, or what have you, and just be careful, because in some places, if you're not very active or not used to walking up and down hills, you can fall and hurt yourself. So it's not overly zealous in terms of activity, but just be mindful that you have to be careful on some of the excursions that you take. So you're going to experience it by bike or hiking through your taste buds, or one of the 3 morning experience options: bike, hike. I think the other one might be I can't remember if it was a short bus ride or if it was something else. But in the afternoon, you discover the tranquil elegance of Bonnemere Castle and its popular lined gardens. That is a bus ride. We went there. It's beautiful. They have weddings there. You can actually rent it out as a B&B, about $302 a night. Not a bad place. Beautiful. Uh, or you can visit Rouen's Museum of Fine Arts, which features an extensive collection of pieces from the 15th century to present day. In the evening, you'll be treated to a special onshore dinner at La Couronne, one of the oldest restaurants in France. And then again, down at the bottom, you have your choices: medieval Rouen walking tour, Rouen bike tour, taste of Normandy, Bonnemere Castle visit, Musée des Beaux-Arts de Rouen, dinner ashore at La Couronne. So you also have you always have these options that you can take part in. Day 6, you're learning a local recipe and delving into Viking history. You're still in Rouen. You have not left. Discover more of Rouen this morning through hands-on moments at a Norman pastry workshop as you explore Musée de la Corée Vallée in the afternoon. Step into an immersive Viking experience that brings the region's legends to life. Or do nothing, like I always say. You could just people watch if you want to do that. Watch the people coming and going. Watch the interesting things that you don't see when you're at home, right? Norman Pastry Workshop is one of the options that's included in this tour as well. That's day number 6. We're getting down to the wire. Day number 7, you're scenic cruising back to Paris. You're going to enjoy a private boat experience in the evening, returning toward Paris as the river widens into familiar city views. A private boat experience each evening invites you to enjoy the sun from a more intimate vantage point, taking in bridges, landmarks, and the rest of the city of light. On that private boat experience, you're on a smaller vessel that takes you close to the Eiffel Tower. It takes you close to the bridges and landmarks through Paris, the Louvre, the different areas of the city, the Cathedral of Notre Dame. You'll see those up close by riverboat. And those are areas where the AmaWaterways ships are too wide or too long. They can't get through there safely. So you transfer to a smaller ship, and it gives you that unique, wonderful experience. Myself, we did not have that because we took a Black History tour and the times just didn't line up right. We were able to because anywhere where they spend overnight on the ship and you spend 2 days in a certain city, it gives you time to go off and do your own private tours if you can fit the times in. That's just a matter of us calling back to reservations and making sure that the time that the ship docks and the time that it leaves does not conflict with your stay, your time in town. Okay. Looks like I'm having a signal issue. I don't know why it says that we're waiting for a live signal because I'm live and in color. So hopefully you don't miss anything that I'm telling you. But it looks like things may have frozen here. So I'm going to keep going in the hopes that it will catch up. It looks like it has. On this option, you have the scenic cruising and your Bateau Parisian river cruise. You have those two where you can stay on the boat or you can get to the smaller boat and go up the river in Paris and see some of the lights as you see these tributaries here in blue that you cannot get with the larger ship. Day number 8, you're going to begin your journey home. You stayed overnight on the ship. You had another stay. You had another dinner, a breakfast, and then say by 10 or 11 o'clock that morning, you're getting off the ship and you're arranging transportation back to your airport or your hotel. But you're staying the night for an extended time period where you're doing an extended land package or a complimentary land package, and you'd have that. You could go back for a post cruise experience, or you have your transportation back to the airport. Either way, if you want AmaWaterways to provide that or arrange it, there are cruise managers on board. He can handle that for you very smoothly. Everything goes, without a hitch. Have a private car driver for you there. And you leave Paris without having to be stressed about getting to your flight because they're going to make sure that everything is done the right way and that you're happy. Okay. So we've come to that time where I always like to talk about offers. So we're going to go back a few screens here, and it appears that my live is still waiting for a signal. Hopefully you're still with me. Complimentary land package. I made reference to that. That's where you stay up to 4 nights on certain sailings that AmaWaterways pays for that complimentary package, which includes your breakfast, your hotel, transportation to and from the ship, and all your activities. So that could be 2 days or up to 4 days, depending on the sailing. It's one of the offers they have. Triple savings, 3 ways to save. On certain sailings, you can save up to $2,000 off the cost of the sailing if it falls within that date and it's within the booking window. Up to March 31st, you have that option. You also are treated to an enhanced onboard experience with a complimentary stateroom upgrade and $100 in onboard credit per stateroom. That is your triple savings offer. Give a second here. I swap this screen out. It doesn't appear to be showing you what I'm looking at. It is showing me. So give me a minute and let me see if I can't fix this. See if this is going to update. I'm not sure if it's going to work. If it doesn't, I'll just talk through it. But I'm hoping that you're seeing what I'm seeing. Triple savings. Okay, so triple savings is an offer. Air Plus fixed rates are $999 per person from U.S. gateways. Most U.S. gateways are included. This is economy airfare. If you don't want economy and you want business class, it's $42.99 per person. Or premium economy is $22.99 per person. So you see the price differences. Well, you should be seeing it, but you're not. On the screen over here, it's not showing you what I'm looking at, which should be those price differences. That is Air Plus. Okay, single savings. 10% single supplements are available for some cruises, where you get a 90% discount for the single supplement that you would pay for that second person. On some other sailings, there's a 25% single supplement, so you're 75% off on those certain sailings for categories E, D in Europe, and C on the Mekong River, the Far East. That is subject to availability. The first one I talked about for 10% is only available until March 31st of this year. And then on certain sailings, the Amacello, Amadante, Amadolce, and Amalira, there are single stateroom categories that are 140 square feet that are designed just for one person, and there's no extra fees with that. I'm going to continue to walk through these because I am not seeing where your screen is changing. It's still saying it's waiting for a video signal, and I'm not quite sure why that is because everything is good on my end. So we're just going to keep going. And we're going to talk about Egypt free air. If you're traveling to Egypt, if you're choosing an Egypt itinerary, there are limited time complimentary round trip economy airfare for all U.S. gateways on certain departures. Now that it appears that the screen has come back and it's delayed on my end. So, anyways, that's your Egypt free air. And I always forget if that one has a time. It's certain departures and itineraries, so it may not have the March 31st deadline on that because it's for only certain itineraries. Okay, so that's everything with the exception of the military offers, which I always want to show you that. So let me get to that page because that's important. We always want to remember our military members. Our military members have 3 ways that you can save. $250 discount is always available for every sailing, or every sailing that AmaWaterways has, whether you qualify for any other benefits or not. Or in certain situations, you can get a 2-for-1, which is just what it sounds like, a buy one, get one free BOGO offer. And in some cases, we can waive the single supplement fee for your military sale, your military members. Okay. So I always like to go through that, and I always like to also end with how you guys can contact me by giving you my phone number and email address at Stapleton Direct Travel. We're going to work hard for you to make sure you get everything that you would like to take part of with an AmaWaterways sailing. All your discounts, all your promotions, any special giveaways that come our way, we're going to let you know what that is. We're going to make sure you take advantage of that. So, best way to reach me. Or you can send me an email to Steven7867 at ameritech.net, like it's shown on the screen, AMERITECH.net. Or you can check out my co-branded AmaWaterways website, AmaWaterways.com/agent/Stapleton Direct Travel. So, if you guys like to get started, you want me to do your planning, get you going, reach out, and we will talk to you about that. Make things great for you, exciting, so that you can enjoy it for years to come, you and your family members. I thank you for showing up tonight. You guys are the reason why I do this. I appreciate you. I want to be your travel agent of choice. So reach out to me. Let's get started. We'll get you set up with payment plans, handle all the details, and make sure that you're satisfied. Guys, thanks for coming tonight again. We will see you next week. Have a great week.